Hello, and welcome to another edition of Chamber Chat Live, brought to you by the Tri-County Chamber of Commerce, dedicated to building communities, creating connections, and supporting commerce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Tim Hillert and Simply PEO. From workers' compensation to human resources support, Simply PEO is the employer's champ. Special thanks as well to our host, Bill Vitiello, representing the Victory Bank. And now, on to our program.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Bill Vitiello. Welcome to the Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce Chamber Chat Live. We are live on Facebook, but if you're picking this up a little bit later on YouTube or wherever else, thank you so much for watching. We are into season 4. I have another great guest today who I'm going to introduce in just a moment. But first, we'd like to give some thanks. We'd like to thank Drew Griffin from Delicious Marketing. Drew is doing all the behind the scenes here. Getting us live on Facebook and then also syndicating it to, I think it's 8 or 9 other pages. I don't know. This guy's a machine. Like he he knows what he's doing. So Drew Griffin from Delicious Marketing. I also like to thank Tim Hillert from Simply PEO. They are the employees champ. Also, I'd like to thank Eileen and Danielle from the Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce. Again, doing a lot of the behind the scenes scheduling and posting out on social media. So thank you both for doing that. And then finally, we like to welcome or like to thank some of the students from the Montgomery County Community College, their Communicating Arts and Production group, on doing the intro and the outro. So thank you to everybody to make this possible. My next guest, we actually met, I don't even know how long ago because COVID messed the whole thing up.
That's right.
We were talking about it earlier, but my guest today is Dr. Dennis Mauro. He is from ROG Orthodontics. So, Doctor, welcome to the podcast.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Bill. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And I remember meeting you. I think we were over at the high school.
We were.
Yeah, you guys had a table set up. So I met you over there, and we were talking about doing the actual audio podcast and, COVID. So, that messed that all up. But
we have to adapt, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on today to Chamber Chat Live. Greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So how you been? Catch me up over the last 7, 8, 9 months since we connected.
Well, things are going as well as they can, really. Like you said, COVID kind of threw a monkey wrench into a lot of people's plans. At the office, we shut down for about 2 months, in the thick of things. March 16th, I think, was the last day we were seeing patients in the office. And, during that time, my partner and I met with the team quite often, kind of devised a plan on how we were going to get back on track if and when we could open back up. And what new types of protocols we were going to have to kind of implement for the office to, see the patients in a more normal fashion, or as close to normal as we could with the pandemic going on. And things were changing, literally every day, if you remember, back in March, April, and May. But we had a plan in place. We made some changes to some of the offices, and we were able to kind of pick up, not quite where we left off, but slowly ramp back up to a more normal pace in our office and a normal schedule for our patients. So it's a credit to my team, really. Everybody on the team has done a fabulous job over the last few months, getting back to, close to normal.
Mm-hmm. So you and I spoke briefly when we first met, but I don't think I know a whole lot about you, and I don't know a whole lot about ROG. So since Drew has the website pulled up, let's hear about ROG first, and then we'll go into your history. So go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, ROG's been around for, I believe, over 60 years now. My current partner, Natalie Parisi, her father was one of the founders of ROG. Started off with an office in Wyomissing. It's since evolved into Douglasville and Pottstown. I've came on board about 5 years ago. I just celebrated my 5-year anniversary last week.
Congrats.
I've been practicing orthodontist for 15 years, but 5 years here at ROG. Previous to that, I was in Ohio with a few offices out there that I owned. So yeah, it's a doctor-owned practice. Natalie and I are the two partners. We work in the office literally every day, so it's a little bit different than some other multi-location offices, and hopefully it'll be around for 60 more years.
Yeah, absolutely. And it sounds like you have deep experience. So tell me about your story a little bit. You said you were from Ohio. So tell me how that all kind of developed and how this came to be.
Actually, originally from Pennsylvania, originally from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
yeah, sorry about that. I know
no,
this weekend was tough for you.
I'm just kidding. You're here now. It's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. I cheer for the Eagles whenever they're not playing the Steelers.
All right. Good. Well, okay. Good man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So originally from Pittsburgh, did my residency training in Florida, ended up in Arkansas, believe it or not, for a few years as an associate, kind of getting my feet wet in the practice of orthodontics, learning the business side and the practice side of it. Ended up going to Ohio we were there for about 5 years. I purchased an office in Ohio when I was done with my associateship in Arkansas, opened up 2 more offices. And one day my wife and I were talking, and we had decided that we wanted to get closer to family. And her sisters both live in Berwyn, Pennsylvania, which is about 40 minutes from where we live now. Previously, when we were in Ohio, it was about 9 hours. So we made the decision to leave and to look for something in Pennsylvania closer to family. I called my good friend Natalie and asked her about any offices that she might know that would be for sale in the area, in the Philly area. And we ended up, through the discussion, deciding to partner up. So here we are, 5 years later.
Nice. Yeah. And with several locations, which is great too.
We do.
So for somebody who's watching, look, they might hear the word orthodontics and have an idea of what it's all about. But can you give us a little bit more specific definition on what that is and what kind of services you offer? And
Sure, absolutely. So orthodontics, in the most general of terms, it's the movement of the teeth with either braces or aligners. At our office, we tend to focus on more than just having the teeth straight. We focus on the overall facial balance and profile when we're moving the teeth. What the changes we make to the teeth, what they're going to do for long-term function. Again, profile, the aesthetic of the smile, how the upper teeth follow the lower lip. So we take all of those things into account while we're moving the teeth. So there's a lot more that goes into having an awesome, fantastic smile than just straightening the teeth. And we try to take all that into account. We do it in a multitude of ways. We do regular braces, obviously the metal braces that when we were kids. They've evolved a good bit, but they are still very similar looking. We do aligners. There's multiple aligner options that we have in the office. We also do braces that are hidden behind the teeth, so it's the most aesthetic way that you can be treated. No one knows that you're in orthodontic treatment if you have the braces hidden kind of on the inside. So there's an option really for everyone.
that's cool. And I've often seen people with different color braces. Like you kind of have fun with them a little bit, right?
Absolutely. Kids love changing the colors on the brackets.
Yeah. So how do folks come to you? Do they just walk in and say, I think I need my teeth aligned or I'm having problems, or is it from a dentist?
Sure. A variety of ways, really. We're a strong referral-based practice, so we do have a lot of support from the dental community and the surrounding dental community. A lot of the general dentists and even specialists who are doing, say, crown work or implant work, they need us to move the teeth to put them in the proper position for them to do their thing. They'll send them into us, and we'll do what we have to do to get set up for, again, that long-term function and fabulous smile. But there is no referral needed to come into the office. So if you see us driving down the street and you say, hey, I've always wanted to straighten my teeth, or I had braces when I was a kid and my teeth shifted and I want to get this fixed, you can always feel free to call, text, walk right in, set up an appointment, and we can do a consultation that way.
So this is probably a really broad question, and it probably varies with everybody, but like what's the average time frame that somebody would have some sort of alignment device, or whether it be braces or whatever?
Well, if you ask any teenager, it's not short enough. But,
yeah, right.
Really, it absolutely depends on the severity of the case. So we have cases that come in and they're finished in 9 months. We have cases that are 3 years plus, depending on exactly how severe the issue or the malocclusion, and what exactly we have to do to get things exactly right for the patient.
Okay. So are you the only doctor at the office, or do you work with a few other doctors there?
Well, I have a partner, Natalie, who's obviously another orthodontist. We do have a senior partner, Dr. DeLiva, who works a little more part-time on a part-time basis now. And Dr. Dr. O, who works typically in the Douglasville and Pottstown office, who's one of our associates. So two owner orthodontists and really a part-time partner and an associate.
Gotcha. And do you bounce around all 3 offices?
I do.
Wow. Are you keeping that calendar, or somebody else keeping that for you?
Well, I have multiple people helping me out with that.
Yeah, nice. So when you're not working on everybody's smile, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, I have three children, 3 lovely daughters, and a lovely wife. I like to spend most of my time with them on the free time that I have. I do like to play golf, so I occasionally get out on the course as much as I possibly can. But really, it's watching my kids play sports at the moment.
Okay, yeah, maybe you and I gotta hit the link sometime soon.
Yeah, that'd be great. Anytime.
So what kind of sports do your girls play?
My twins are swimmers. They play really everything, but they're really focused heavily on swimming right now. My oldest daughter is playing soccer at the moment and club lacrosse, so that's her 2 sports. The twins are soccer, lacrosse, but an emphasis on swimming. So.
Nice. So
trying to get them to golf at some point.
Yeah, right. So you've been a member of the chamber now for how long?
A couple years now, I think.
2 years. Yeah.
2 years.
So again, I know, you've done some stuff that's been in person, and then we're obviously doing some stuff that's virtual here. So how has this is a completely unplanned question, because you're getting it right now.
Sure.
But how has the chamber helped your business, and how has the chamber assisted in getting you to know other people?
Well, the events that the chambers has held that I've been able to go to, pre-COVID, tremendous networking opportunity. Anytime that you can get out and meet people who are heavily involved in the community, like we like to be in the communities that we're in, it's obviously a bonus. And word kind of gets out that you're here and you're doing your thing. So just in that way, networking through events has been great.
Yeah, and I think you're right, because again, I don't know that I would know you if it wasn't for the fact that we met in person and you had a table at that event. So you were taking advantage of your membership in that regard.
Absolutely.
Were you able to kind of spread the brand a little bit? So yeah, that's great.
Strongly encourage it for anybody out there that's watching.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. And again, you and I did no prep for this. So, how has this experience been? A lot of people, I think, are nervous about being on camera, or scared that I'm going to throw them some question that they've never gotten or don't think they can answer. But how's this experience been for you so far?
Oh, it's been awesome. You haven't thrown any too hard balls at me here. So, it's been good so far. No, it's, you make things very easy. So that's a credit to you. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Being in front of the camera, sure, it's a little nerve-wracking, a little bit nervous, but there's no audience in front of me, so I'm okay there.
Right. Yeah. It's and it's one of these things too, where we're in a moment in time where it's becoming a little bit more accepted to do the whole video thing. Believe me when I tell you, I know I have a face for audio, but we started, and that's why I did it with a podcast and not a Facebook Live. But here we are. We're in a situation where this is the way people are connecting right now,
sure.
And we've shifted and done it that way. So speaking of shifting, and you're talking about all the regulations and everything, or what you have to look out for with COVID. Tell me how you're currently functioning now, so people can be reassured of, if they do decide to come to your office or have an appointment. Describe the process, if you don't, please.
Well, luckily for us, I mean, we've always had a strong emphasis on sterilization and being hospital grade or better in our offices. One of the big things is kind of fogging the office after the day, going around with actually like an electromagnetic sprayer type of thing to spray disinfectant, to really do a deep disinfecting of the office. The social distancing, keeping the 6 feet apart, was probably one of the biggest challenges that we had in some of our locations. For us, the Pottstown location being a relatively recent remodel in an old bank on High Street, we were able to have our chairs set far enough apart from the beginning that it wasn't an issue. But for our older location, and Wyomissing in particular, we really had to do a remodel of the office kind of on the fly to get those chairs far enough apart where we could maintain the social distancing with patients from each other in the office. But again, we adapted. The disinfectants are all what's recommended by the government, CDC and whatnot. So we've upped the game on sterilization where we had to because of the new mandates and whatnot. But again, we've always kind of, I was talking with a parent the other day that said, we've always felt safe in the office because you've always had an emphasis on the sterilization. So
that's great.
Maintain and improve if anything comes down the pike where we have to kind of adapt.
Mm-hmm. So with things slowly getting back, how has your business been? Are you, quote, back to normal yet, or are you still ramping up?
I think we're still ramping up. We're still trying to catch up, obviously. I don't know that it's not a completely lost year as far as 2020 goes, but as people get more and more comfortable going back into offices and back in, to see the dentist, to see the orthodontist, I expect things to pick back up at an even greater rate. At least I hope so. But like any other business, it's difficult being shut down for 2 months. So
sure. Not only from a revenue perspective, but just the continuity.
Absolutely.
Kind of stopping everything and then starting it back up again. It seems it's much harder than it seems. But
absolutely, we'll be, hopefully we'll get there at some point. But we're trying to get as close to normal as we can.
Yeah, good. So as we go through the last few minutes here, is there anything else about ROG Orthodontics that you would like people to know about?
Sure. And there's so much to talk about, but I'll try to hit some high points. I've already stated that the office has been here for 60 years, 60 years plus. We are a doctor-owned practice. Some locations that have multi-locations are more corporate-based or corporate-owned. Natalie and I own the office. We're in the office seeing patients, which is another big thing. Whenever you have offices with multi-locations, oftentimes the owner doc doesn't really see patients and they're more on the management end. We do that at night when we're not seeing patients. So I'm in the clinic 4 days a week. She's in the clinic 4 days a week. So we're really hands-on with our office. It's, I think we have a fabulous team. I've worked all around the country in orthodontics. Our team is top-notch. It's a credit to them. Really how well they work with the patients. We have long-term retention. We celebrated a team member that has been in the office for, I believe, 38 years. She's worked as an assistant. She was in high school when she started.
Oh, that's
just celebrated her 38th anniversary. So, and that's a credit to the owners before me. Before I even came into the office, it's a great place to work, a great place to be.
Sure, that's awesome. And Drew's kind of going through the website here. You have a very nice website, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's very very visual. So for anybody who's looking for more information, obviously, please visit the ROG Orthodontics website. And if you would like to connect with Dr. Mauro, certainly reach out to him. I think Drew will put your contact information down below. What was that?
So you may see these are down. Okay, these are magnets. They go on the back of cars, obviously.
Right.
But we do a special thing every year. We spot magnets throughout the year, and we enter those who have been spotted in a drawing for free braces. So if anybody wants to get a magnet, you can stop by the office. You don't have to be a patient to have the magnet. Stop by one of the offices, grab one, put it on your car. You could win free braces.
Nice.
You can transfer it to anybody you want. So it's yours to do with what you wish.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. Anything else you'd like to share before we go, Dr. Mauro?
That's it. It's a pleasure being here with you. I appreciate the time you took today.
Yeah, well, we have a quick question from Drew here. He said, what part does ROG play in mouth guards and the production of athletes' smiles?
Awesome. That is a great question. So oftentimes we're treating teenagers that are playing sports and they have braces on. Custom mouth guards are a thing that can be made. Typically any mouth guard that is made for braces is adequate to protect the teeth while we're in treatment. So there's multiple companies out there that make mouth guards that are made to go around braces that the kids should be wearing when they're playing sports.
That's awesome. And I see, does Beth work in your office? Beth Jaley? Yeah, so she said they give free mouth guards to patients during treatment and can also make custom ones. So that's awesome.
There you go.
That's great. That's perfect. Especially now with sports going back.
Absolutely.
Kids need to be protected. So that's great.
For sure.
Great.
For sure.
Dr. Mauro, thank you so much for being a guest today. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll catch up soon. We'll maybe kick some dates around for golf.
I'd love to.
You ever have a hole in one yet?
Not yet. I've been close.
Me neither.
Close.
Me neither.
I was 18 inches actually last week at an event for
okay.
charity.
Okay.
But
Yeah. I'm sorry, real quick before we go, we do have a question here from Flo that says, what insurance do you accept?
we work with most insurances. We're not a premier or partner provider with any specific insurance, but we do accept most insurances. So if you give a call info or a text, you can talk to someone in the office. They can see what type of insurance that you do have and let you know how that would work in our office. So we work with most all of them.
That's awesome. I'm glad we grabbed that question. So thanks, Flo, for sending that in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you again for tuning into this episode of Chamber Chat Live with the Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce. Once again, my name is Bill Vitiello. I am the Institutional and Business Development Manager for the Victory Bank in Limerick. Again, thanks to Drew Griffin from Delicious Marketing, Simply PEO, the Employers Champ, and Eileen and Danielle from the Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce. And then finally, the Communicating Arts and Production Group students over at the Montgomery County Community College. We need a team. We need a team to do it all. So thank you all very much. So until we connect again, all my best. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in. Please like, turn on notifications, subscribe, or share. Want to be a guest? Email podcast@tricountyareachamber.com.